and gentlemen, here we go. I was transitioned over. Race fans, young and old, how are we all? It's the GT World Challenge Cup, round number 2. It is, of course, myself, Double O Raven, on the microphone, bringing you all the live action from 90 minutes of racing at Laguna, Seca. 2 drivers per car. We've got 36 on track at the moment here for round number 2. We had Indianapolis, no coverage, but we'll do 40 minutes of the race to bring you at some point, as soon as I can find some time, to do a voiceover on it, as soon as I find time to catch my breath. But that was Indianapolis last week. We've got Laguna Seca, Bathurst, circa of the track limits, Watkins Glen, and Kailami still to come. After round number 1, it was GTWR Esports. No surprise, the team will look Whitehead in it, taking the top honours. WCR West Competition Racing in the Ferrari. Go the Ferrari. Well, obviously it's the best car. And Spa's the best track in Belgium as well, so there we go. Race Anywhere Simsport came home to round out those podium positions. With Racing Block in 4th, Le Mans Rennsport coming home in 5th. Then it was back-to-back SOP cars. The Romeo's Jen Bentley car finishing ahead of BMW at number 1. ERT bringing home the car inside the top 10 in 8th. TSE Deconi making their way up into 9th. And another SOP esports car, the Porsche this time, rounding out the top 10. It was an eventful race. Lap 1 that didn't go the way that some drivers would have been hoping, and because I pushed the wrong button, you lovely people didn't get to see the results. But there we go, it is the 71 points. Let me just put that on there, that'll catch up any second. Look at the lap times they're putting on already. 1 minute 22.3 at the top of the board. Quite frankly, disturbing, if we're being honest. Very speedy, quick indeed. That is the sound of a Mercedes, of course. There's Peter Brett making his way out. We're at Laguna Seca this evening. Where have I put that? Nope, it's gone away. Never mind, we won't do that by then. We'll do that bit in a minute. So it is 19-minute races all season. The drivers have got a briefing coming up now. So they're all going to jump into pits to do their 5-minute driver briefing. We'll then have 20 minutes of quality and a 90-minute race. 2 drivers must take part in the race for each car, with a maximum of 60 minutes being allowed for either driver. So one can do 60, the other can do 30, they can both do 45. As long as no driver drives for more than 60 minutes, you're all good. Pit stop rules are completely free. So the only mandatory requirement is a driver swap. You could do whatever you like. If you want to do 90 minutes on the same set of tyres, you go for it. Potential splash and dash. We will potentially be seeing. There are prizes on offer for each of the rounds. Yeah, there's all the drivers doing their driver briefing. You know what? I've asked Simon before. I think we should start a petition to get into one of the drivers' briefings. I want to hear what goes on. And I'm sure you guys at home would love to too. For anybody that hasn't raced. I've never been in an endurance race myself. Or, no, I did. I was, but I broadcast it. Made a mess at the start of the broadcast. Made my team start in the pits. But I didn't get to do the driver briefing because I was broadcasting at the time. But we do have prizes. For each of the rounds. The last round, it was IMB racewear gloves for each driver in the first placed team. This round, $50 for the winners, $20 for second place, and $10 for third. We've got some Delta detailing supply bundles in the next race. Cash again in round number 4. Round 5. That's sponsored by the Coach Dave Academy. There will be setup subscriptions, which will be won by the teams who finish in 1st, 5th, 10th, and 15th. Which you'll love to see, getting this prizes spread right through the field. So again, round 5, Coach Dave Academy subscriptions for the teams that finish the race in 1st, 5th, 10th, and 15th. And then the final round will be a cash prize once again. We did have 47 teams enter at the moment. 37 have entered the server. Obviously, some of the really, really quick teams are in here. Butler Pal, Race Anywhere. Luke Whitehead's in here as well. I would show you the practice server, but because we've got so many cars, and Laguna Seca, of course, has a fairly small pit box complement. A lot of the cars are doubled up, which does look interesting. The new McLaren Porsche, certainly an interesting take on that. And the Honda Lamborghini, I think that's a hybrid the world really does need to see. The drivers, as I say, they're in their briefing at the moment. I'm sure one of the things that they will be discussing is the 5.5 story drop. When you go down the corkscrew, that corner, absolutely not for the faint of heart. And in fact, I'll tell you what, let's see if we can really push my luck. What is the buttons I'm looking for? Right, okay, so let's do that and then do that. Don't you just love a professional that talks out loud while he's doing things? I think it really adds to the professionalism. Okay. See, now you know what Right, okay, that's not working. I'm trying to get some free cam action. We've got 2 minutes where the drivers are in. Let me see if I can make this work another way. That's the problem. As soon as, see now I've done this, I'm going to lose control of the mic. Oh, goodness me, that's in the way. For probably the rest of the broadcast. Hopefully we'll get that fixed. Oh, well, we won't get it fixed. Yeah, see, it's going back to controlling that again. But let's at least get to where I'm talking about. It is safe to say, I'm sure sim racers and real racers all agree, there isn't many games out there do racing courses the justice they deserve when it comes to the elevation on some corners. But certainly Laguna Seca, you get a fair old idea just what's going on. Now, let me just position the camera here. Oh, that's going to fall over. Excellent. Yeah, no, that's just really not having that. Aha! Dos Ronald! I love 3 out of 6 corners, although I've never done Kota or Ross, honestly, please let me one day introduce you to the joys that are Kailami. You've honestly no idea. That course will change your life. We've got J-Bot Racing and Saber Sim Racer. I saw Saber Sim Racer. Oh, I was speaking to Stevie Wonder. What's going on with Stevie Wonder? The extra bad luck. What's going on with that? Free practices by the end. Right, I forgot free cam still. Oh my goodness me, game. Honestly, is this really how you're going to do me? Oh, let's have a look. Right, okay, so we've... this is going to be a reset. Excellent. And the corkscrews, of course, up here. You can see the size of the hills that are involved. This isn't even the corkscrew hill.
Green light, give it all you can.
So there is the corkscrew there. And you can see from the bottom, it's kind of getting a bit bouncy now. Okay, you know what? We'll jump on board with one of the cars and watch them, because Uncle Raven's given up on that one. Oh, sciatica. Dude, that's not good. You've definitely got my utmost sympathies here, mate. That's never good. Let me just see. Oh, wow. Oh, it's because my headphones are turned up. It sounds really loud. But it's because I've got my headphones turned up. Can you guys hear the engine's okay? Let's turn up to 75. Nice onboard shot. Matthias Kaczynski just leaving the pits. Oh, listen to those engines. Listen to those engines roar. Yeah, we've got some serious talent. Although, Mr. Saberson Racer as well, I've seen you promote an iRace debut. Mate, race room. Get on race room. Don't play race room. Honestly, F4's at Hockenheim ring just now. They're also doing it in Lagos, personally. Not a big fan of that track. But I know it is popular with the masses. There we go. And for anybody that was watching my other broadcast today with Chad Rice, see what I mean? Right, do you see what I mean? These are all pros. Look how close they're all getting in qualifying around a really short track. Although they've only got 20 minutes. And we have 39 cars that have joined the server. Excellent. Where is Mr. Baisden? Is he out qualifying? No, he's not. Let's give some extra camera time. Just because he's legitimately as awesome as they get. And I'm in the huff with his teammate. So, where is he? That's the only chance. There we go. This is Eco Busink. He is the Rookie Monsters. And he might be a genius at setting up cars. But some of his opinions on tracks and cars really just no. So that's the only time we're going to see. Look at Ilko. There's his teammate. Look at Tavernari. He's a phenomenal human being who likes the Ferrari. He's getting all the camera time. It's the Rookie Monsters. They're making an appearance. There he is there. Mr. Baisden. He's taking part in the Romeo Gin car. Yeah, another unbelievable addition to the SOP esports team. And he'll now be racing in the league I used to race. I was in the baby leagues. But yeah, but the time difference is, wasn't able to take part anymore. He's out on track at the moment. I accidentally went on to that person who shall not be named. The new Voldemort of the stream. There's Hayden Harter in the Lamborghini. He'll have some fans in the chat as well. Hello! I think, yes, it is Simon. Yeah, it's just so I've got mod stuff in case I need to do any mod type stuff. It still makes me laugh that I'm like, I'm in charge and a moderator and stuff. Like, really? Come on, people. What's going on? Look. Shot 121.1. Yeah, no, I'm pausing for dramatic effect. Is that not, like, stupidly quick? Like, is quick around here not usually 123s, 122s? Yeah, so, sorry, that's very quick indeed. 6 tenths ahead of Wojciech Dvorak. He is in second. Eclipse Racing Team. I've got Seca. Oh, they've just been overtaken by Strider. Oh, Nikolai Dvorak. Simon Bauer, he was getting a mention in the chat. Here to see a Bauer dressed in pink. Boom. Simon Bauer. Wait, what? Has Simon actually joined SOP, or is this just a one-off appearance? I really need to get my phone fixed so I can get back on Twitter. I miss all the good news. Or all the big news. Has Simon joined SOP? He was driving Hondas for Race Anywhere, some sport, wasn't he? Was he not Race Anywhere? I need to get my phone fixed. Somebody fill me in. Luke Whitehead, 121.1. Simon Bauer's just gone second. Look at Tavanari. The rookie monster will like. He's in third. Stakes check. He's not an official driver, no, right, okay. Dvorak, Nikolai, Stryden, Apostle, and Jack Young all inside the top 10. Liam Page for SOP Motorsports in there as well, closely followed by another SOP driver. It's Mark Bunyan in the Porsche. Alpha Sim Sport. I knew there was Sim Sport in the title. That's right, okay, got you. It was Alpha and you were driving the Honda. I do remember that. I think he's just joined one of them. Yeah, right, okay, yeah, Simon saying he's not an official driver. Well, that would be some cool if we did get him. Or if he's very quick. Oh, Luke Whitehead's just gone under 121. Can somebody please tell me that this is normal? Is this normal? Am I that out of touch with Laguna Seca that I'm so blown away with these times that they're setting? Bauer within 3 tenths, Tavanari within 3 tenths, Nikolai within half a second. Stachecki within half a second as well. Strider only 6 tenths back. A lot of drivers finding it difficult to get some pace. The time's going to get a bit quicker actually because the track's gone from fast to optimum. Yeah, the Mercedes staying right out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. Direct your attention to qualifying etiquette right there. Excellent stuff. And the Mercedes just coming out of the pits, a couple of cars behind. Of Romeo Jin. Right, I'm going to push them up and see if I can make them out as well. Hey, Marjan, how you doing, bud? Welcome in. 3 guesses who you will be cheering on. Not Marvin, he's down at the back. There's Misha there. There's who we were aiming for. There's Misha, one of the simulation cars. Seawolf Net Race, this is the Mercedes was looking for. And Joseph Suto guiding it through qualifying. Peter Brett will be very speedy fast. Down the order. Christian Romano, world's greatest ACC commentator. He's on track for this one with his ERT team. Mr. Twister. Oh no! Another arm badges on everyone. Yep, all amateurs. All compared to me, obviously. Oh, Marjan, have you missed it? Brutal. Alex Skinner, another rookie monster that we like. There is another one that's, I mean, he's okay. He's up in 7th, that's all the time we can. Love you, Yoko. Mark Bunyan inside the top 10. He's gone ahead of Apostle. Severt has popped up there. He's taken over for the Romeo Jin car. Christian Romano up to 12th. Where's Hayden Harter? There he is. The high octane citrus lemon. Zach Duran is just coming out the pits as well for the Tazen Racing team. Niall Bullion for LNR. So one of their drivers. Oh, I was not caught. What race was it? One of their drivers was in and he had serious bad luck. But he stuck it right up to the end. He got a top 15, which was good to see. There is Leclerc for the DeConey Racing team, another DeConey car. He's got Sam Butters just behind him. He's taken over in the Seawolf Net Race team. Great to see these teams all making a return. Butler, Powell, The 555 car currently in the pits. Matthias Kaczynski, 30th at the moment. Stunning livery they've got. What was I about to check? Answers on a postcard. Oh, pitball. Let's see if this shuts down the remote tool again. There we go then, bit of the corkscrew. Bomb in the corkscrew completely unsighted. Throw the car over the edge and hope the track's still there like it was the last time. There we go. Dvorak's just increased his position. He's gone up to 4th place. 10 minutes left of the quali session. The track's getting a bit rubbered in. It is getting a bit quicker. Luke Whitehead's gone quicker again. That's him just come through the Andretti hairpin. Oh, fool. The thing is, you'll still go 3 seconds quicker than I've ever gone in my life driving like that. It's disgusting. Not even an apology in chat either. I don't know. Some people. Look at Tabanari. He's got himself up in the 2nd position. He definitely does not like not being the quickest driver on track. He knows how to drive. He's into a little bit of a wiggle there. Just on the exit. Car ever so slightly excitable on the exit. But look at more than capable of keeping it in check as he comes across the start-finish line with another 3/10 found then. So I think that, is that bang on? What? That's 1 minute 21.010. Incredible stuff. Simon Bauer. Bet you never thought you'd hear me say this. Simon Bauer almost on the podium positions in qualifying. There's a shock. He really does know how to get a car around the track. 6:10, Simon Dvorak sharing that gap from pole position. Dvorak just about to cross the line. I think he's got a little bit, literally, a little bit, 300s. He found there. It's the Keke. Ilko in the Honda. He's just coming through the corkscrew. Flying over those guys. That was very smooth there. Very smooth, unsurprisingly. Romano's connection, a little bit of a ping there. Hopefully he's okay on track. 16th at the minute. Danny Baisden, he is back out in the Bentley. A few sparks kicking up there. Actually, for anybody that is watching, how does the stream look, by the way? Just want to double check, make sure everything's running nice and smoothly. Does it look okay? And anyone that maybe isn't on the best of connections, are you able to turn the definition down from 1080 to 720 in case it is buffering slightly? Hey Camille, how you doing? Where did I see you racing? I saw you racing someplace. Off the top of my head, can't remember, but I'll remember soon. Anyone think the Porsche and Honda are good around here? You would think so, eh? Although to be fair, it doesn't matter what car you put in the hands of Luke Whitehead, it's going to finish on the top of the podium. It's just, yeah, whatever planet he came from. Thank you for lending us, giving us a loan arm. Hopefully we can keep for a while. Look at the way he throws that thing around. Simon Bauer up into 2nd place then. 800ths of a second separating him, and look at Tabanari. Unbelievable. He has gone sub 1 minute 20. All good, probably the wall, although I am racing in this. Haha, nice. Wiz Motorsports. How we doing? Bambi Killer. Hey John, go Butler pal. How we doing? Bambi Killer 001. How do I know that? First time chatter. Bambi Killer. That's a great name, but it does ring a bell. Don't know. Track temperature 6 minutes, but welcome in Bambi Killer, cheering on the Butler Pal team. Who have they got out at the moment? Christian Stocks out in the 557. Ooh, he's just been overtaken. By someone's just gone up. You know me because I used to race with Nico. Ah, got you. There we go. Another speedy quick. Are you in this event? Are you racing with Butler Pal in this one? Are you in one of the cars? I love the dedication to some of the teams. Love everybody that takes part in these races. Honestly, we've got such strength right through and dedication right through the whole field with some of these teams. And yeah, teams now turning up with 3-4 cars at a time and stuff. Even if some teams do bring the likes of Ilko Busink with his crazy hippie ideas. Just honestly, how could you not like the Red Bull run? Don't know. Peter Brett's made his way up into 5th position. He was down in 16th not so long ago. This he was speedy quick, and he's proved that with that top 5 within 6/10 of the lead, just ahead of Wojciech Dvorak. I love to see the Scotland flags on the back of there. Team Shazoo. Can confirm that as a Highland Coup on the side. Not a Highland Cow, a Highland Coup. COO. And their toffees are absolutely incredible. Stachecki in 8th. Doran in 9th. Stridham for the LNR Express. Awesome liveries. He is round the top 10. Apostle still on the cusp then for the West Competition Racing Team. They, of course, finished on the podium in race number 1. It's Christian Birendea that's out for the Racing Blog. He's just gone 11th. You'd think I timed that. Christian Romano is up to 15th. And we've just seen... Oh, Pawlowski's gone up to 29th position. And I missed who else that was that jumped up there. Somebody else made a move and I missed it. But there we go. I was in the 556 Lambo. I played a lot of basketball and a lot of indoor football. So that's different level ligament damage. My daughter's mum actually fell getting out of the bath, tore all the ligaments in her wrist, and genuinely she would have been better breaking it. The amount of time it's going to take to heal. So yeah, heal up properly, take your time. Don't be rushing yourself back. It's not worth it long term. Take it from someone that's 44 years old and creaks like you would not believe, because you always thought a couple of extra tubular bandages, some extra painkillers would save everything. Don't do it. Don't be idiot. Come on. But yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, you heal up nice and quick. Foxtrot. My favourite of the phonetic alphabet. I wonder why. Thank you very much for the follow, Foxtrot XT. Welcome along to SOP Shores. We're here for round number 2 of an endurance series. Well, it's a driver swap season, hour and a half race. Drivers can do a maximum of 60 minutes. The only pit stop requirement is that they have a driver swap at least once, so both drivers in the team take part in the race. Teams can have more than 2 drivers in them, but you have to declare which 2 drivers are taking part in the race. I believe it's 24 or 48 hours before the event starts. And if you can also use custom liveries if you get them in 48 hours before, and if you've done it properly. If you've not done it properly, you'll know, because I'll message you. We've still got a very quick time up the top. Luke Whitehead with a 120.622. Horrifying. Second quickest, Simon Bauer, again up on the front row of the grid. He really does know how to qualify. Look at Tavanari up there as well. It's Nikolai in 4th and Dvorak in 5th position still. Peter Brett is now down to 7th with Stachecki in the Honda, finding his way up to 6th place. I'll be racing again ASAP, hopefully in this series as well. Well, just make sure you're doing everything properly with the ice and the heat, and do what your physio says, keep it elevated, and honestly don't rush back, because that type of thing long term, you don't want to mess with them. I genuinely sound like a Spanish castanet festival when I'm getting out of bed in the morning. Between my knees, my ankles, my wrists, my neck. Genuinely, you could fool shimmy, shimmy, cha-cha slide to the percussion that comes out of me. We're into the last minute, so we're about to see a percussion from the drivers. We've got quite a few up in their time. Danny Baisden looking good. He's got 3/10 in his pocket out the last corner. That could see a good positional improvement up to 19th place. 1.3 off the pace. We've also got Matt Largy, another one of the TSE cars. Has to be said, TSE Laguna. They've got, 4 or 5 cars in this? Again, love seeing these teams getting multiple cars. The racing is just phenomenal. Romano's up to 13th. Catalano in 15th. Largo carrying a bit of time. So Sam Butters for the Seawolf team. Don't think it's going to be a massive improvement, but yeah, could be up a couple of positions. 3-4 drivers, Granieri, Waldrak. They're all right on top of one another, down in this back bunch. There's Kaczynski there. Pawłowski. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. It is Post. Another simulation driver. Certainly new to me. Might have raced in race number 1, but if we'll have a look here, there he is. So you've got Granieri for the ESGP Italia team, 2 seconds, and then Mitchell, another one of the TSE cars, the Honda, bang on 2 seconds. Chris Vickers, bang on 2 seconds. Kaczynski, bang on 2 seconds. Pawłowski, bang on 2 seconds. 2.1 seconds. Luke Rogers. So all very close. We're starting to see checkered flags though, and the leaders are in the pits. Look at Tabanari, Luke Whitehead. Look at Tabanari has overtaken Simon Bauer then. Look, less than a 10th of a second. I was busy looking down the field, highlighting how close it was down there. And look at these three up at the front. 2.5 tenths in, Nikolai, and it is the rookie monster who shall not be named because of his crazy ways. In 5th place, Peter Brett's in 6th, Dvorak and Stachecki 8th and 9th. Who've still got out on track? Sebastian Apostle up to 10th. Has he got any more time? It doesn't look like this is going to be an improvement. And it is 10th place there, Jack Young, Dvorak and Christian Romano. And 13th for the ERT team. Let me just... Let's bring this one up. So there we go. Luke Whitehead and Hartveld there, 120.622. Tavanari, 120.697. Bauer and Camelio, 20.797. Nikolai, 20.8. Incredibly close. Half a second separating the top 7. 6/10 separating the top 9. 3.5 seconds separating the entire field of 40 cars. That's not too shabby at all. We've had someone join in as well there right at the end. So we'll do have 40 cars, 80 drivers. 1 mandatory pit stop each to change drivers. Anything else to do in the pit stop, entirely up to their good selves. I think it's, the purple sectors is always something that fascinates me in qualifying. We can see here, it was actually Tavanari that took purple in sectors 1 and 2. But it was sector 3 where Whitehead finds all that time. And I think that is a trend that follows right down if you look at the Porsches and the Hondas. Ever so slightly dominant in the top 10. There's only 4 each. With 1 lone Ferrari sneaking in. I do apologise. There's 5 Porsches, 4 Hondas, and a lone Ferrari. So there you go, the Ferrari breaking the dominance. Aston Martin getting there in 11th before another Porsche and Honda make their way in with a, what is that now, a 6th Honda in the top 15. Butler Pal finding themselves in 16th position with the 557 car. Where's 555? There. Rogers and Malamud then, a while down in 34th in the Audi. Well, that is the full lineup then. We'll see which drivers actually start the race. Of course, they are free to change. We'll need to wait a second before we hit drive. We do still have control of the cameras. Excellent stuff. There is the race leader there. So any predictions in chat? Who do we think is going to win this one? And how early do we think we'll see pit stops? Will we see anyone change driver on the 30 minute to send someone out for an hour? You would have to think drivers like Whitehead, Tavanari are going to do... Well, there's Leon Seeley. Actually, I really need to give him a message. Anybody who doesn't know, we need to give massive congratulations to Mr. Seeley. He managed to qualify for the FIA World Motorsport Finals. You can see it all on YouTube. He gets an introduction on the stage and everything. Made it to the quarterfinals. The absolute most brutal of luck befell him. He was definitely more than worthy of a final spot. I don't want to ruin too much, but yeah, you can go back and you can watch it all on YouTube. So congrats again to Leon Seeley for making it to the FIAs, representing Barbados. Off to France. I'd love to find out we'll need to get him in for an interview, I think. Find out what his experience was like over there. I'm sure he'll be streaming as well, actually. So you could jump on board and watch with him. There's quite a few drivers. I'm sure it'll be streaming their point of view on this one. Sorry, just stinging myself. I think, why isn't it letting me hit drive yet? Usually that goes away by now. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. Let's have a look. Anytime now, we'll get back on board. It is Laguna Seca. Normally at this point, I would say interesting things about the corner names. But there's literally the Andretti hairpin, the Rahal straight, and the corkscrew. Everything else is just numbered. But
20 seconds.
Yeah, it's kind of good, I suppose. There we go. Hey, the mandatory markers next to the drivers. They're going to do a warm-up lap. So let's again jump on board with our leader. And we'll have a look at the track as they go round and warm the brakes. An uphill start. There's Luke leading the way instantly on the brakes, weaving the tyres left and right. The connections all settled down. Excellent. This is turn number 1. Seems like a simple enough left-hander, but it sets you up for the downhill Andretti hairpin. This one almost like turn 5 at Spa. And as much as it's treated like a double apex, run a bit deep, pull it back, and start heading along the first piece of straight tarmac towards turn number 3. Really do need to, slow in, quick out is definitely the key to several corners around here. The previous one and the next 2 in particular. Turn number 4. I hate to say it, but we could see quite a few drivers undone at turn number 4. That inside sausage is a certified killer. Right up there with the pre-pit entry sausage at Kailami. Of course, this is turn number 5. Bit of a double kink to the left before you come on to the Rahal straight. The last place you get to catch your breath before you take this phenomenally quick left-hander. Sorry, this isn't the Rahal straight. This is the Rahal straight now. That left-hander there again, that inside sausage, could easily see quite a few drivers off into the shadow realm and into those tyres on the right-hand side. And just a clue, those tyres aren't tyres in sim racing. They're pretty solid. Over the crest of this hill, such a tricky braking zone. The weight of the car is thrown all over the place as you come over the crest of the hill and then drop 5.5 stories. Like the Titanic splitting, half and sinking the way the nose goes down there. A few adjustments to the car by Luke Whitehead there. So through the corkscrew into turn 9 and then downhill into turn 10. Again, this little sausage here on the left will be so easy to catch drivers out. Unsettle the car, you're off to the right and in all kinds of trouble. If you hit the curb on the right wrong, you're off on that escape road on the left and enjoying yourself some popcorn and hot dogs off with the rest of the fans. Into turn number 10, there is a pit entry on the left hand side. We will see every car pull into there at least once. And turn number 11, the last corner, 90-degree left-hander and back up on to the hill. We're about to see the start of the race. We will jump on board with Victor Nikolai. 90 minutes, lapping at a very quick pace. 40 cars, 80 drivers. Luke Whitehead will lead the way, joined on the front row by Luca Tavernari. It's a good start by all 6 up at the front. Dvorak and Stachecki in the background though. That's Sebastian Apostle. Looked like he might have a little move there. Round the outside then, Matt Camelio is just having a bit of a watch there. Victor Nicolai seems to be making a move there as well. Who is that in the other Porsche? Is that Peter Brett? He's got himself just behind Ilko Busink, looking a bit bunched up in the background, but I think everyone has made it through successfully. Liam Page just in the background as well. There's a bit of a 3-wide situation going on there as the Lamborghini makes his way right through the middle of turn 4. Beautifully done. The beautiful Butler Pal Audi in the background going to go 3 wide into turn number 5. Let me just see. That's Leclerc in there as well. No relation to the Formula 1 driver, I am assured, but if he was, would he actually tell anybody? Luke Whitehead, he is leading the way very comfortably. Tavernari second. Victor Nicolai has made his way into 3rd position. Camelio still in 4th. Ilko Busink with the 5th. Peter Brett in 6th position. Dvorak and Stachecki still in the top 10, 7th and 8th. And it's Apostle who's made his way inside the top 10 then. And he is going to hang on through turn number 10 beautifully. Jack Young in 11th, Doran and Barindia. That's a bit of a defensive move. Has he managed to get on the brakes? And we've got a car down. Car number 31. Oh no, is that? No, it's not Ilko. Is that Stachecki? No, it's not. We've got Liam Pace just dropped down the order there. Cox is... Oh no, that's the purple lap that's dropping down. A couple of cars dropping down the order. Not entirely sure. Bit of a wiggle from the Porsche there, Team Shizu. Tyres not quite up to temperature there quite yet. I can't quite figure out who that was. They'll have themselves a bit of a spin. Let's see. It's not showing up on there either. Excellent. But let's just see what we do know. Ilko Busink applying a lot of pressure between turns 5 and 6. Especially he's got Peter Brett just behind him as well. Dvorak is leading the chasing group. Stachecki for the ERT team and is striding, having a look up the inside. The 2 cars ahead taking that defensive line. And there's been a bit of a spin. That is going to cause absolute chaos over the brow of the hill. That's going to be so difficult for the drivers to see. Hopefully they can make it through. Yep, we've got a lot of them through there, but Stachecki there, he's going to tumble down the order. And we've got another mistake there by someone. That is the Honda that's going to tumble down the order as well then. Is that Cox? No, it's not, sorry. Kieran Cox has made his way through. It is. So Stachecki has, and so has Palatella. I do apologise. He has fallen down the order as well. And I can't even get on board because he's tumbling down. Oh, never mind. Luke Whitehead is still leading the way. Sorry, I couldn't catch that. He's tumbling down the order far too quickly. Tavernari has been overtaken as well. So he's now in 2nd position. Let's see if we can catch that one on the replay. And no, we didn't. Through the corkscrew. The move is already done. So Nicolai getting that move done there. Camelio now chasing them down. Luke has got his teammate Ilko only separated by one other driver, Peter Brett for SOP, getting involved in that battle as well. So it really is a train of rookie monsters in SOP. And there's even Luca Tavernari, who is SOP Rookie Monsters team for this series. So yeah, very close there. So we did just miss that overtake. Whitehead massively in the lead at the moment. The battle behind, you can see him already well ahead through the Andretti hairpin. The chasing pack now being led by Victor Nicolai. Tavernari in 3rd, Camelio in 4th, Busink in 5th, Peter Brett in 6th position. Brett looking like he's getting very close indeed to Ilko Busink. Dvorak still leading the chasing pack. He's got a bit of a gap back to Strider and Apostle in the Ferrari up into 9th place with Berendia. Now the driver in 10th. Jack Young, Liam Page catching up to the group ahead as well as Kieran Cox. The driver I mistakenly thought was Simone Palatella for the Motorland racing team. It's because they've got a new livery. That's why I didn't recognise it straight away. That's my excuse, and I am sticking rigidly to it. Mark Leclerc for TSE Duconi being followed by Sever in that Lamborghini with Chris Pizik, one of the Run DJC team. Very close indeed. Oh, turn 4. Did somebody mention the sausage? A bit of dust on those tyres for the Lambo. Doesn't want to do that too often. Kaczynski, especially with Kaczynski and Sam Butters not too far behind. Mention for Alex Skinner as well for the rookie monsters. He's right on the back, or he was right on the back. David Martin. Oh, David Martin. He's had an issue, so he didn't make it through turn 3. There he is through turn 4 safely. Oh, on the exit. Oh, and he's clipped the rookie monster. He's kept the Honda going, but yeah, that is the turn 4 exit. It is a precarious position. You need to plant the car. Oh, and that was, did anyone else curl their toes there? That got very close. Oh, it looks like he's had another bit of a hit. Another bit of a hit coming down through the corkscrew. Luke Whitehead, 3.8 seconds in the lead he is at the moment. It's Victor Nicolai that's in second. Luke Tavanari still in third. Camelio, Brett and Busenk. There has been an overtake there. Okay, and we've missed that as well. But that is Ilko Busenk now being closed in on by Wojtek Dvorak. So Peter Brett did get himself ahead of Busenk there, Strident, Apostle and Berendier, the drivers, now chasing him down. It would appear we've lost 3 cars. No. Just the screen will go down. Stachecki in the pit. Oh, that's what's happening there? Because we're on a replay, can't get the replay, but that is Pawlowski, who's coming for the Simulation Esports team with one very forlorn looking BMW. So that's going to be a fair bit of repair time there by the look of it. Matt Leclerc for TSE Duconi. He's being hunted down still by the 556 car and Chris Sever in the Romeo's Gin Lamborghini. Still very close through the order, 15th down through 23rd. In fact, I apologise. 24th Christian Grenier, in fact, Greniero getting himself involved around it outside of turn number 1 on the Butler Pal Porsche and into the Andretti hairpin, the ESGP Italia driver. He's got that one done and dusted. Danny Baisden in 25th position, so lost a couple of positions since the start. There's been a lot going on, and of course we saw that ERT Honda spin right on the brow of the hill at the top of the corkscrew. So we can only imagine the avoiding action that a lot of drivers have had to take. David Macaretta, we've barely had to mention, but he does race with one of my favourite numbers, the year I was born, 77. He's in the Lamborghini. There he is into turn number 5. He's got Terence Keening now behind him. Oh, and we've got penalties. That is David Martin for the Seawolf team. Now there's been a driver swap there actually. Okay, so they're going to have to pit again anyway, but he's just been given a stop go 30 seconds, so he's either sped on the way in or out. He's just had that Honda go past him. That is the race leader. Drive-through penalty for car 315. That is Chris Pizik in 22nd position. That is from race control. So that is our stewards, SOP stewards that have deemed a penalty infraction. It must have been a lap 1 incident. I do believe that is the line that we take now. Hopefully it is. Any lap 1 incidents are met with a straight drive-through, and if they're severe enough, it'll be a stop-go 30-second penalty. So a bit of an judgment there that there's been an infraction on lap 1. So car 315, they'll come in for a drive-through. Whitehead, still absolutely flying. In fact, let's put him on the screen for a bit. He is 4 clear seconds ahead of Victor Nicolai. He's got a bit of a gap to look at Tavanari, although we've just seen him have a bit of a turn 10 off. We saw the smoke screen kicked up there. Tavanari in third place. Camelio now got his teammate Peter Brett, since Brett got the overtake done on Ilko Busenk. Busenk now fending off Dvorak and Stridham. 6th, 7th and 8th. This battle between Christian Berendier crosses line in 9th with Jack Young still in 10th. Then it's another SOP car, Liam Page. Again, oh, what's just happened? Oh, okay. Yep, it's working again. Hey, there we go, there we go. D! Dude, I was just thinking about you the other night, mate. I watched the race you ran, man. I was just thinking about you the other night, dude. That's mental, man. How you doing? A voice I ain't heard in a while. How you doing, bud? I'm good. A voice you haven't heard in a while, mate. Let's face it. That's lucky you. Lucky you. I'm sure after 5 minutes of listening, you realise why it's been your life's been a better place. Your therapist would probably disapprove, but I love the fact that you're popped back in. How you getting on? How's the racing going? How's the family? How's the wheel? How's everything? When are you coming in so I can kick your rear end in the F4s on race room, by the way? They'll teach you to brake better on ACC, I promise. Luke Whitehead, he could probably teach everyone to brake better on ACC. He's currently lapping the absolute wheels off this car. His quickest lap of the race has been 121.2. His slowest lap of the race has been 121.6. Yep. Victor Nicolai, he's still in second. 4.6 seconds, so still lapping 3 seconds quicker than I could even dream of being capable of in qualifying. Finds himself 4.6 seconds down the road. He's got Luca Tavanari chasing him down. Camelo and Peter Brett still in the top 5. Still got some great battles going on down through the order there. The Romeo Gen SOP Esports car with Chris Sever at the wheel at the moment. He's chasing down Leclerc from the TSE. And just to clarify, by the way, earlier on when I said if it was his real brother or his cousin or anything, we didn't really tell. What all I meant was, if it was, he wouldn't really say anything because he'd just get swamped by people, sort of thing. So yeah, you never know. He might be Leclerc's real brother. Nice. Can't decide. Much money, Penny. You want a booze? You gotta go where the booze is. I woke up this morning and said to myself, I said, Lee Lewis, what a guy. And here, deep in the undergrowth, we see the lesser spotted raven with his terrible dad jokes. Jokes dug up from 1937. Yeah, no, it's good to see. But Chris Vickers is out for the team Abbey Racing. Have I even mentioned them so far in this broadcast? No, because I'm terrible at this. James Rollins is out as well for the SOP Esports team. We have mentioned him, but it is Vickers and Butters. Aston Martin versus Mercedes, a battle that doesn't involve a Honda or a Porsche. Hurrah! But it is Vickers who is just looking for a bit of slipstream through turn number 1 into the Andretti hairpin. The in-game time 3:18. Of course, the drivers will be reliant on headlights when it gets dark because there has never, ever, ever been a night race at Laguna Seca. So there we go. And you want to know why? Well, because there's no electricity out there, so they've never fitted it with floodlights. I only just found that out recently, so there we go. Sim racers can do what real racers can't. They can race these tracks at night. Hurrah! Although it is pretty crazy racing these places without the floodlight and with just your headlights. Some of these tracks are crazy for it. Chris Vickers on his way into turn number 6. Ooh, bit wide of that apex here. Could have got a bit tighter in. Still going to get a good run up the hill potentially. We've got a good battle going on as well between Marcus Juzma and Danny Basden, his SOP teammate just ahead. Patrick Namovsky for the drive-through racing team is the one leading the way. Why is his livery not worked? Let's make sure I get that fixed. Now let's have a look over his rear spoiler. Yeah, sorry, I'm just enjoying the picture there. Look, there's no trailers on the spoiler. Kieran, Johnny, Dixer, Doc, Kane, if any of you are watching, you all know. Testify. He's been followed by Mr. Carbon himself. We've got Jizma and Waldrak Zach. Really struggle with that one. That's why I've avoided it saying so far. I'm going to go back to practicing the pronunciation. Largate and Rogers just behind as well. But it's Namovsky hanging on to that 27th position at the moment. We've got quite a few teams that have taken pit stops so far. Graziozzi out for the ESGP Italia team. That's not who was aiming for. Pavlovsky. Ooh, we've got a bit of a side-by-side ahead. I think that is blue flag territory. It is indeed. That's the 555 car of Rogers. Just been overtaken by Bullion as well there, actually. For the LNR team. So they're on a bit of a comeback drive. But in the pits, Seca is still in the pits for the ERT team. He was the Honda we saw facing the wrong way, unfortunately. David Martin's no longer in the race. Pawlowski back out for the Simulation Esports team. So they've done a driver swap. That's their mandatory requirement. I believe he's looking to unlap himself here. Difficult position to be in when you're trying to unlap yourself against a car chasing a group of positions ahead. Let's have a look at Jack Young trying to get his way further into the top 10. He wants a single-digit position next to his name, and it's Christian Berendea that's fending him off at the moment. The two Aston Martins again, not a Honda, Porsche inside. Thank you very much. The two Astons coming through turn number 5. This tour course is just so much fun to drive, but so intimidating to get an overtake in certain places. You really don't want to be going side by side through there, that's for sure. Every millimetre of that curve will be used. Will we see any in-game penalties dished out by the stewards? Track limits. Certainly easy to fall foul of on this course. Stridon and Dvorak got very close there as well. Peter Brett, what's happened to Ilko? Oh, he's behind Stridon there, so Ilko, I think's had a bit of an issue. Now, if I'm not mistaken, did he potentially take a bit of contact when Club Station Team, when they had a bit of a spin? But yeah, he's definitely dropped down a couple of positions there. Looks all fine and well through turn number 6. Chasing Stridon and Dvorak ahead. Then they're hunting down Peter Brett. So pretty sizable changes. Looking all fine and well through the corkscrew. So just a moment to relapse perhaps. Didn't get close to the inside there. Does clip that sausage a bit and just unsettles the car. Yes, so that was just a momentary lapse. So not 100% sure what happened to Yoko, but he's down a couple of positions. Still in touch with the battle ahead, and it is a battle ahead as we can see Dvorak being chased down by Mr. Sean Stridon there. Let's see if we get a better camera on that. Round the last corner. Scotland flags ahoy. Team Shazoo, have you guys got anyone in the chat? If you do, give us a hello. Cross the line. The post does sound pretty cool. Jack Young Jr. giving him a shout out there. Let's get rid of that because we don't need that. Is that who you were meaning? 10th at the moment. He's flying there as well. 122.2. So he's within a second. His lap time's within a second of the race leaders. So good pace. The race leader, just incredible pace at the moment. 5.6 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Tavanari's dropped a couple of tenths to Victor Nicolai over the last 5 laps. So they're very much lapping at equilibrious pace. Matt Camelio still in that fourth with his teammate Peter Brett. The two Porsches tearing their way up the hill into the corkscrew. You can see how close Brett gets in that braking zone. He is slightly faster than Camelio, so potential position to take there. Dvorak, as we saw, in 6th, 7th Stridon, Busick in 8th now. Berendea still in 9th with Jack Young in 10th place. We've got Kieran Cox trying to get his way past Sebastian Apostel, the Ferrari driver, back down 4 positions, so it's certainly been a seesaw encounter for him so far. And Chris Vickers still trying to find a way past Sanders, very close in the braking zone there. James Rollins, the driver, watching this one in his rear view mirror. Let's jump into Bailey Cam. We definitely don't do that anywhere near enough these days. Oh, and you would have to guess at this point Vickers, slightly quicker, absolutely gathering the car up perfectly there. We've got a 5-second penalty being handed out to car number 19 for causing a collision. That is Christian Berendea then in 9th place. He's got an extra 5 seconds to serve on his next trip into the pits, which will be his first. So during the driver swap, he'll be stationary for an extra 5 seconds. Marcus Jusma looking very close as well. Oh, and Warjak for the Coney running a bit wide. That's what the camera want. That is side by side into turn number 1. Christian Stocks pulled into the pits then for the Butler Pal team. 1 hour 9 minutes. So they're going to have to come back into the pits again. So that potentially is to do with damage, but that is Jusma got that position taken then. Nicely done. He runs a bit wide. A lot of action, as you can see, still in the background. Chris Pizik still involved there. Nomovsky just ahead of him. Niall Bullion, for the LNR team. He's been closely followed by Butler Pals Luke Rogers. 32nd, 33rd with Graziosi. Oh my goodness. If I've got that, I've definitely murdered that at least once. But if Chromedix hears this, I'm getting voicemails for days. Just coming down the corkscrew, all making their way through. Christian Stock in the pits, David Martin not in the race. Stachecki still stationary in the pits, unfortunately. Matthias Kinzelia is backed out. Oh, he's not finished. Okay. So it's Suto then in 35th position for the Seawolf team. That's yours just ahead. Luke Rogers going side by side on the exit. He's up the inside as Claudio is. He got it done into turn 1, he does. Pulled over there from Luke Rogers. Is he having some kind of issue? Is he carrying a bit of damage? Are any of the Butler Pal guys and drivers in chat? Actually, yeah, that front, his bonnet does look like it's flapping a bit in the wind there, doesn't it? Well, just as somebody exiting the pits. That is Renee Butler for the Butler Pal team. Oh wow, is he like a team owner or? Oh, big wiggle through turn 4. Cold tyres, although 27 degree, cloudy, 27 degree track temperature. So they will cool a bit. But Renee Butler out for the Butler Pal team. 1 hour and 7 minutes left to go, so there will be another pit stop there. So some teams potentially going for it. Well, some teams are going for a 2-stop strategy because drivers can do a maximum of an hour. Still 1 hour and 7 minutes left on the clock. Chris Vickers still trying to get his way up through the field. It's James Rollins who's ahead of him now, with Sam Butters has actually got the overtake done there. Baron Dare picks up another 5 seconds, so that'll be 2. So that's the penalty in total. Oh, bit of a wiggle. So that was what let Sam Butters through. James Rollins had a bit of a wiggle on the exit of turn 6 on the way up to the half straight, which, let's face it, isn't. And that's what's put Rollins. Ooh, again, he was just run a bit wide. They're trying to get out of the slipstream there through turn number 9 down into 10. Did have a look up the inside, couldn't force the defensive move from Sam. Wily campaigner is Sam, and he's managed to hold on to that position. So Chris, he looked like the more likely to get the overtake, but a slight mistake by Rollins has given Butters a bit of a buffer between himself and the advancing Chris Vickers. So that's worked in his favour and got him inside the top 20. Ilko Busing lapping more consistently now. Still not sure what happened early doors with him, but he's dropped down a couple of positions. Still within sight of Strider and Dvorak, who are still right on top of one another. Brett still behind his teammate Camelio. Those two, neither of these drivers will be keen to do anything too silly. They don't seem to be holding one another up too much. And yeah, they'll be racing for position, that is for sure. Tavinari 1.6 down, so he's found 210s back on Victor Nicolai. They're making their way through some lap traffic coming up with drivers that have been in and out of the pits and potentially involved in incidents. It's a very short track, and we've been racing for 30 minutes already, or 25 minutes, let's be precise on that, because we do have a 60-minute precise driver timer. 25 minutes, we've been going for an hour and 5 minutes left. And with the pace some of these aliens up at the front are racing, there's always going to be early lapping. Peter Brett's closed right back up. Or sorry, not right back up. He is closing in. Going to be stuck in that dirty air for a bit. Doesn't want to spend too much time too close. The front tyres, although a race of this length, if they are changing tyres in the pits, won't make a difference. I don't think we'll see the top teams. Oh, car down. Let me just confirm that is Claudio Graziosi in the Audi, turn number 4. I did say in the build-up we would potentially see a lot of cars caught asunder by turn 4. Oh, he's got the entry all wrong. A bit of lift-off oversteer, or yeah, try to go back on the pivot. He's held his brakes well, yeah. See, there we go. A little bit of a reverse to get himself out of the way. Doesn't want to cut. Again, how many cars are going past? Race etiquette, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, although that was very close indeed. Woo! Another toe curler there. Let's have a look. Chris Vickers, he's looking very close at the moment. Again, he's back up. So what's happened? So James Rollins has got back ahead then. Will we get that on the replay? I don't think we will, because the replay's overlap. No, we don't. So Rollins is back ahead of Butters and Vickers. So those two resuming their battle. Luke Whitehead just making his way through some traffic. Yeah, technical difficulties and 2 collisions at the start. Nightmare. Hey, Jimmy boy! How we doing, bud? I'll jump in Discord next week to catch you. Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely. And if you ever played NBA Jam back in the day, you're in for a treat. But yeah, again, Jimmy Boy, good evening, and Family Killer, yeah, not good to hear. Racing is racing on a track. That's what I mean. Let's face it, this track was built before even I was a young lad. 1957. Wow, imagine health and safety are proving something like this these days. It's never going to happen. So Baron Day then, he's still got that 10-second penalty. Jack Young all over the back of him, so he is going to by default take that position when Baron Day comes in to get his pits. That extra 10 seconds will be massively detrimental to him in that battle. Chris Vickers still trying to get his way past Sam Butters and David Macaretta. He's got Terence Keenan and Alex Skinner just ahead of him. Has a look out there on the way into turn number 6. He's got the high octane citrus lemon absolutely flying. Skinner takes the straight line through. Oh, he's run a bit deep there. Yeah, he's going to have to get himself away. A lot of loss of momentum there from taking that off time. Probably a slap on the wrist from the in-game stewards as well. Definitely doesn't want to do that too often. Well, he's going to have another look into turn number 11. Is he going to go for the cutback? Does get the tighter line. It's going to be a straight drag race to turn number 1, and Skinner looks like he might have got this back. So the timing delta might not even change. Skinner has got his nose back in front across the start-finish line and into turn number 1. Macaretta goes for the outside line, hits the brakes. Both apexes hit beautifully. Is he trying to cut back? He's not. The Honda holds on to that position. Beautiful racing, 24th and 25th. In the background, you can see Danny Baisden then. He'll certainly not be sad to see the drivers ahead battling as close to turn 4. They've gone side by side. And they've both made it through. I don't think I've ever done that before successfully. Danny Baisden, you can see there in the background, Chris Pizik as well. He's bringing Marcus Juiceman, Matt Largy, and Mitchell with him as well. Niall Bullion is just behind, and Suto back a couple of corners still. So there's still a lot of life in the battles just outside the top 20. A lot of positions are going to change when we come properly into the pit stop phase. Bang on the hour mark now. So any team that comes in and changes drivers now will be able to make it right to the end of the race. Macaretta is ahead then. We did miss an overtake there, didn't we? We did indeed. Let's have a look back at the last minute action there. Let's see just where he got it going. This is, yeah, we did see this, and then I had a quick jump back down the field. Oh yeah, so it was a side-by-side he got it from there. There we go, I'm getting too excited at all the action that we've got going on. Luke Whitehead, I bet he's calm as a coma as well. I bet if you watch this stream right now, he's sitting looking like he's sleeping, just as calm as you like. He's actually coming right up onto the battle that we were just watching. Between Skinner and Macaretta. Yeah, this is the race leader right there. Huh? Okay, I thought somebody got disconnected there. Yeah, no, someone broke the cameras, but there we go. Making his way down through the corkscrew. He's got a bit of separation now between himself. Oh, in fact, while we're watching that, that's what's happened. The race leader has already made his way through. That's why the camera jumped the way it did. So let's have a look. And, Chris Vickers, himself and Sam Butters still inseparable. Skinner comes into the pits. So he's making his way in for the Team Rookie Monsters. He'll have another driver taking over. Adrian Bourdon is out on track then, so he has taken over for Danny Baisden. Marvin Zacher, there's Adrian there. He's just been... yeah, that's the leader making his way through as well. And he's got David Macaretta just behind him as well. So it looks like it's going to be the 1 hour stint for Adrian. 32nd at the moment, but a lot of pit stops still to take. Vickers and Butter still very, very, very inseparable. So is Kieran Cox. Oh, although he's just had a bit of a wiggle on the way out, he was close to Leclerc. He's now going to have Severt breathing down his neck into the Andretti hairpin. Through number 1, you can see the extra momentum that the Lamborghini has from a cleaner exit from turn number 11, and he gets a much better turn into turn number 1 as well, so he's going to, by default, have a better exit as well. The Honda finding himself under a whole lot of pressure after applying that whole lot of pressure. All good here, thanks. SOP boys getting on well, indeed they are. Scooby-Dooby-Doo! I do look a bit like Shaggy. There is absolutely no denying that, Dart Destroyer. How you doing, bud? How did you enjoy your time at the Discovery? How was your time in Edinburgh today? Hopefully it was an enjoyable day out for yourself. You certainly had a cracker of a race so far. 34 minutes in. Ilko there. Got a bit of separation, but there is still this chasing pack behind Birindale. With that 10-second penalty, Jack Young, Liam Page and Votek Dvorak. And Dvorak actually has got himself separated a bit from the chasing pack. Palatella, after that spin, he's found himself back up in the 13th. Leclerc in that 14th position with Severt ahead comfortably of Cox, who's now under pressure. Oh, Matthias Kaczynski is still here. Why has he got two? Oh, it's Kinselia. I'm getting confused. I do apologise. It's the two Matthias. Yes, so Kaczynski is still in the race. Ooh, that Kieran Cox there through turn number 1 really struggled to get on the brakes. Maybe feeling the pressure a bit much there. That's Sam Butters. There is what I was looking for. Nico's still very close, and so is Chris Vickers. Let's see if any of the drivers up at the top of the boards are going to come in and take their pits. Camelio and Brett have swapped positions then. And it was a fair while back by the look of it, yes. So Brett, yes, in fact, he is a few tenths quicker than Camelio. 1 minute 21.9 opposed to 22.1, so not a lot quicker, but a few tenths there. So those two have swapped positions as well. That's Simulation Esport BMW just getting himself very quickly out the way under blue flag conditions. Max Mellamy Dent, he is out for the Butler Pal team in that Audi. Did suffer those technical issues and a couple of contacts early doors. Rene Butler out as well for the Butler Pal team ahead of the 555 car. So a bit of bragging rights, inter-team bragging rights there at the moment. Palatella, again after that spin, he's made a great recovery drive for the Motorland Racing team. Finds himself up into 13th position. And that's not Leclerc behind him. That's a blue flag BMW. Tony McCovey, how we doing, bud? Another one of the rookie monsters that we like. Of course, we don't like this one with his crazy Red Bull racing, with his Red Bull track views. He's already had more camera time than he deserves, to be quite frankly honest. Luke Whitehead, shoot of all the camera time, the pace he is showing, lapping consistently sub 1 minute 22. Absolutely flying, although Victor Nicolai is within half a tenth of Luke Whitehead's fastest lap. He too lapping in the sub 1 minute 22s at a frighteningly consistent pace. In fact, he was actually quicker than Luke on that last lap. Now 1.5 cars on the podium in the top 10. Alex Skinner came into the pits. Who was it that came back out for you guys? Oh, very close there. Oh, James just getting his well onto the dirt there, although that's a blue flag train that's making their way through. Has Skinner come back? He's still in the pits. He's just left the server. Okay. Yeah, some more blue flag action there. Pavlovsky at the BMW. He's got himself right in the middle of this little battle going on just ahead. The blue flags will make their way through very quickly, I'm sure. Luke Whitehead charging up at the front, 7.4 seconds. Look at Tavanari making his way through traffic as well as Victor Nicolai. They're now separated by 5 seconds themselves. In fact, it's Matt Camelio and Peter Brett, the closest cars in the top 10. Although, now that I've said that, Dvorak, there's been position changes there. Liam Page. Let's see if we can catch what happened there. So through turn 1, Liam, he must have got the exit of his dreams there from the last corner, side by side through turn number 1 into that Andretti hairpin. Goes for the cutback and executes it absolutely beautifully into turn number 3. That was the position taken. Dvorak not giving up though. Oh, it did look like he was going to try a side by side into turn 3 there. Thought better of it. But yeah, Liam Page, that's him up to 10th. Dvorak now down to 11th, although he is still right in that slipstream. Another Porsche. The BMW's got the better of him this time. Let's have a look in the last one. You see just ahead. Oh, that's full Sendosaurus right across there. I think that was more to do with Page avoiding Dvorak getting that overtake done there. What do we think in the chat? That was, no holds barred send. If that was a basketball player, he'd be Carable alone. And we are looking to get the counter moved on. They do have a blue flag BMW just ahead of them. I'm going to make this slightly trickier. Chris Severt. Why can't I see him on the list? Because I'm looking in the wrong place. He's just got the overtake done there, actually. Beautiful move. Well, tough to beat because Leclerc is no slouch at all. So the exit to the last corner. Now the Lamborghini in the rear looking very planted as well there. So the Lambo's doing well through this phase of the race, through turn number 1. It was still Leclerc that had position. Oh, look how much later he's on the brake. Again, a bit of a full send, avoiding action. Could be argued being taken by Leclerc there to avoid that contact. But yes, through the Lamborghini has made its way through as well. That's blue flag. Matt Camelio comes into pits, first one of the top 5 to do so. Bernadette Busink and Brett all making their way through. No, Brett didn't make his way through, sorry, because Camelio was in 5th position. We'll see who comes back out there. Palatella into the pits as well for the Motorland Racing team. So just about halfway into the race, 49 minutes left on the clock, 41 minutes in the bag. It's 6.5 seconds. So 1.1 second drop. First time we've seen a drop in the lead, but a lot of traffic for the drivers to get through. We've got a car off track as well. Yellow flags furiously waving. And I cannot see the car number in the list. James Smagaskell for the Seawolf Net Race team. Again, turn 4. Another car finding their undoing there. Simon Bauer. He's going to come out to swap with Camelio, which of course I should have known. So he's going to come out and do the last 49 minutes. Hey, Raf, how are you doing? A few months back, we never thought we'd see only one BMW in the top 30. Ain't that the truth? Never would give good money to see some BMWs. But yeah, Porsche and Honda dominance certainly at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see who comes back out, and we'll see how many overtakes Simon can get done before the pit stop. Chris Vickers, numerically the driver ahead. Excuse me. In fact, I'm going to take a very quick pit stop myself. Let's pop this on auto and see how we go on. We're just at the halfway mark, so we're going to see some of the quicker teams. Most of the driver teams that have played their quick drivers, they'll be changing as close to the hour mark as they can. So let's just pop that to there and that to there. And I'll be back momentarily. So we've got back time just in time to see Dvorak then off track just before he came into the pits. Certainly made hard work of that one. A bit of a slide on the way in, not what he would have been hoping for. Let's go back and see Luke Whitehead. He stayed out on track, 7.7 seconds then, so found another second. So Nikolai, I would guess, Hitting the same patch of traffic that Luke did. That you can see Luca just coming through that traffic as well. Peter Brett looking to make his way through. Let's see if I can get a slightly better angle on that. There we go. Ilko back up to 5th position then. Ooh, Peter Brett. No, that wasn't Peter Brett. Completely different car. There's Luca Tavanari, one of the top 3 coming into the pits then. Just literally right bang on, halfway marking the race. There's Dvorak's car leaving the pits. There's Leo Ing for the TSE White Patch team. They barely had a mention in this race actually, I do apologize. There's been so much going on. Pedro Gomez is out for the Seawolf Net Race team. Bourdon up to 25th. Josh Staffen is out as well. Graziosi is in the pits. Marvin Zakar for the drive-through racing. Bit of damage in that car. Rennie Butler just down the road as well. Alex Skinner no longer with us. Paul Ventnor out for... Paul. That is Paul. Good to see. Out for the LNR team. Look at Tavanari. Thomas Morant taking over there. Excuse me. He is side by side with a lap car. That's the ESGP Italia team. Christian Romano's coming out for the ERT, so a lot of driver changes. Javier Ranz is out for the Run DJC team. JR in the chat, of course. Hayden Harter is out in the high octane Citrus Lemon. Francesco Parisi is the driver that's out for the ESGP Italia team. Does need to respect those blue flags quite quickly though. Hayden Harter is out. Mike Abramhosa taking over from Chris Vickers. Matt Bunyan's out on track now. Matt Leclerc still out on track. Sebastian Zajac taking over for the Simulation Esport team. Manuel Catalano for the other Motorland team. Drive-through penalty for speed in the pit lane. Car number 69. That's gone bad to worse for the ESGP Italia team. Salvatore Priolo will need to come back into the pits and slowly drive his way through. Luke Whitehead has stayed out, so is Ilko Busick and so is Zach Duran, so they are leading the race by default. Victor Nicolai has come into the pits, and it's Grantas Carrecas that has come out for the Race Anywhere SimSport team. See, I just cut straight across that line because there's no penalty for it. Not many people seem to know that. Chris Sever into the Andretti hairpin. He's still out. Kieran Cox has come into the pits for the Push to Pass team. I've seen the Honda involved in a lot of action. Luke Whitehead comes into the pits. He's about a lap up on the vast majority of the field then. Simon Bauer, with all the pit stops, has been catapulted up 10, 8, 9, 10 positions. Oh, and we've got a car sideways. Who is that? That is the ESGP Italia team again. Oh, it really is going to be a race to forget for that team, unfortunately. Bit of a spin there. Let's have a look and see. Turn 3. So the blue flags have got their way through. Oh, and he just, lost it on the way over the curves. Ilko Busick is the race leader at the moment then, as Luke Whitehead, as we saw come into the pits, as Chris Hartfeld is taking over to do his stint. Zach Duran in second, and Carrecas up into 4th place. They're all going to be promoted again. Sever Morant out for the car that was in 2nd position. Leon Seeley out on track for Team SOPs, just ahead of Simon Bauer then. So that's a great stint. They've managed to get the car back ahead. Oh no, they've not, sorry. Leon was in the car that was ahead. Yeah, that's right. So he's taken over there, but the 2 SOP cars then up to 6th and 7th position. Thomas Moran for the SOP Rookie Monsters team. He's the SOP half of the Rookie Monsters SOP car in this tournament. He's up into 5th place, but of course he will get past Sever. Great drive by the Race Anywhere SimSport team. They've definitely held on to that 2nd position, and when we get past Renee Butler in the Butler Park car. Oh, excuse me while I just cough right down the microphone. That's it was from the other side of the room. But Busick then, he's leading the way, being a seesaw race for him. 40 minutes left, so you can do another 10 minutes without breaching any of the stint timers before he hands over the wheels to anyone. Aha, that's so true. Oh, what have I said that's so true? You sure it was me that said it? We'll just have to confirm that. We'll get a steward's inquiry into that one for sure. With 39 minutes left to go. I hope you're all enjoying the race. If you do want to get involved, by the way, I would normally type !Discord, but the bots really don't like me on this channel for some reason. It's like I don't have authority or something, which is weird for the bot. Of course it doesn't work. Why would I? Only spent hours programming it. But yeah, we'll get a disc. Simon, if you're about, fancy nice bot doing well. It is. It certainly does more work than the commentator, that's for sure. Simon, if you're about me, you want to see the Discord link in the chat, people can get involved. We've also, of course, you can jump onto SimGrid, most of the events, all the events we do, you can sign up for on that particular platform, get yourself an account on there. Jump on, give SOP Motorsports a cheeky little follow, join the 998 followers we've got so far. We're almost at the 1,000. Will you be the 1,000? But yeah, jump on to SimGrid, give us a follow, keep up to date with all the events we've got, PS4, PS5 a bit. I think there's still a championship running, I'll need to get confirmation on what's happening with that. But yeah, certainly PC going from strength to strength, as you can see from the field of drivers we've got taking part here. Very close in the background to the race leader is Ilko Busick, who's the on-track leader at the moment. Still to take his mandatory stop. Of course, during this race, the only mandatory requirement is a driver swap. What else you do to the car is entirely up to yourself. That'll mostly just be tight. Oh, there we go, Leclerc looking for a position over Zajac. That's a blue. That's one of the TSE Deconi cars just getting out of the way under blue flag conditions as well. Just coming along between turns 5 and 6 though. Leclerc back out on track. So is he going to be coming back into pits? I think that was something that I did determine earlier on in the race. But yeah, you will need to do the driver swap. He is getting close to the hour mark. He does get through Zajac. Beautiful overtake on the way into the corkscrew. And that is 15th then for Leclerc over Zajac. Mark Bunyan not far behind. Another SOP Porsche. Abron Hose is in 18th with Hayden Harter up in at 19th position. It's Tom McCormick that's out for the push to pass team. Mojave Iran's not far behind. The old Run DJC. There's Christian Romano, world's greatest ACC commentator. He's come into pits for Eclipse Racing Esports. Not Eclipse Racing Team, ERT, of course, that's Elite Racing Team. No, I'm also getting those two mixed up. Marvin Zakar in 28th, Rennie Butler in 29th. Leo Eng is in 31st. That was the Mercedes shots. And that is Sean Buck for the... Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's Leo Eng on his way into pits with a lot of damage there. Sean Buck out for LNR. Good to see, good to see. All the big names coming out. Excellent. Paul Ventnor. Done a bit of commentary with Paul as well back in the day. Oh, I'm sure it was. Hopefully things still going well. Great livery he's got. Stachecki. Not there. Kazelia, Skinner, Martin. Alex Skinner's in twice. I think he's been disconnected and tried to rejoin. None worse. Leo Eng in the pit. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. 25th place, Andrea McClare for the West Competition Racing Team. Podium in race number 1 and in 26th position, just been overtaken by Pedro Gomez. Absolutely flying for the Seawolf Net Race team. Putting in some good times. That is again a blue flag. He's unlapping himself there against that Lamborghini. Up at the front, Ilko Busick, 5 minutes left. He can spend out on track before he has to come in and swap drivers. Chris Hartfeld 16 seconds down. Whoa. That is how to use every millimetre of the racetrack and then some. Manuel Castellano for Motorland Racing. I think he is closing up. He's not long got past Leclerc. Leclerc got Zajac trying to close in as well, but they've got second place just making their way through. We're going to say second place. He is behind Hartfeld, and he should overtake Busick when Busick comes in to take that pit stop. In fact, yeah, he's 9.5 seconds down, so he definitely will. We just saw the McLaren there running a bit deep on the way into the corkscrew. Definitely don't want to do too much damage to the tyres now. Too much late braking and locking up. So yeah, that does say third on the car, but of course Busick coming into the pits within 4 minutes. And it is Rob Jackson for the SMR Esports team. 9th position, looking to get past Jonathan Reed. He's taken over from Liam Page, Dream Team in the BMW. Both those drivers very quick in the BMW, so it seems only fitted the two of them paired up for this event and jumped in the aforementioned car. That is the Seawheel Net Race car of Pedro Gomez, just being lapped at the moment. Oh, and he's carrying a bit of damage as well. Some clear separation between the bonnet and front bumper. In fact, if we jump on, you can see it just lifting there. That is definitely going to compromise his pace. Marcus Jusma is still out on track. One of the few drivers still to take his pit, and that's not Jusma. I don't know why I jumped there. There's Jusma there. The other driver, of course, the one that is leading the race, he's come past the pit entrance once again. 40 laps under his belt, 33 minutes to go. And we've got another yellow flag. It's Leo Ing again, having an off-track excursion. And yeah, that Mercedes definitely looking worse for wear. And that incident happened just past the pit entrance. So not the best. So he's going to have to do a lap before he can pretty much limp round until he can make it back into the pits to get that car fixed. The TSC White Patch Racing car not having the best experience on this one, I would say. Leon Seeley has been overtaken by Simon Bauer. He's back up to 5th position. Will that be 4th when Busick comes into the pits? He's still staying out. Matt Bunyan all over the back is Sebastian Zajac. So positional improvements being looked for right through the field. Adrian Bourdon, with the way the pit stops have ironed themselves out. He's got himself up to 23rd position, and he's got himself bound to the back of Francesco Parisi, who we saw have himself a bit of an off track just after he came out the pit, so could be compromised. Although that does look like Adrian's bonnet has separated from his front bumper. So has there been a bit of contact there? Compromised aerodynamics. In the background, there's Paul Ventnor looking to unlap himself. The Audi pulls over, looks for the inside line. I think he's run too deep on his brakes there. No, he managed to hold that. The Bentley goes round the outside. They're still side by side between turns 5 and 6. And yeah, somebody had to yield there. We've seen one set of cars go side by side through there. Definitely would not be my preferred choice of overtaking spot. Marcus Jusma comes into the pits. And then there was one still to take that pit stop. Parisi has definitely lost that position then. Ventnor just having to take avoidant action then. Jusma coming into the pits. He is going to swap drivers. That's not Jusma, that's Mark, not Marcus. There's Marcus. There's Ilko Busick, who's still leading the way, 42 laps in. Hartfeld still in the fastest car on the track, 1 minute 22.5 his last lap. So Caracas is actually quicker at the moment than Hartfeld. Let's see what the time, 8.6 seconds. So he's found a second there. Busick comes in to the pits, 30 seconds short of breaching the race timer. So full first stint there. One of the races of all time for us. My teammate destroyed by a lag spike. And you get them all by the turn 11 lag in. as I was overtaking him. Ah, no way. That is unfortunate. Team on team action. Definitely not what you needed. But yeah, we did see the car spin at the top of the corkscrew. That was definitely a painful one. Stefan Van Haal's taken over from Sever in the Lamborghini. That's not who I'm looking for. That's who I'm looking for. There we go. Scott Ticehurst out for Team Shazoo. He's taken over for Dvorak. Ilko Busink has been taken over by Maxim Bullet. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. I mean, let's face it, if I manage to pronounce one name properly during an entire race, that's pretty much job done as far as I'm concerned. Let's face it. Chris Hartfeld, definitely job done there. He kept the laps going while Busink led. And he is back into the lead of the race now that Busick's into the pits. Karikis in the second for the Race Anywhere Simsport team. Thomas Morant in third for the SOP Rookie Monster team. Simon Bauer for the SOP team in fourth. Leon Seeley for SOP in fifth. And it's a Rookie Monsters in sixth position with Xu Chen for Tizen Racing team in seventh. Jonathan Reed for SOP in eighth, with Rob Jackson for the SMR Esports team in ninth. There is Jonathan Reed there. Cameraman couldn't catch up. And Alexandru Kaskatau. Some of these names, you practice them and they really do catch out when you're trying to just keep in your flow. Ooh, that's a sideways car. That is a sideways car. Just off turn number 5 there. It wasn't Juzma. It was Parisi. Not had the best of starts to his stint. A couple of off tracks. Let's have a look at Abram Hosa actually. He's trying to get past Sebastian Zajac. He is quicker than Zajac at the moment as well. And Kaskatau looking to get past Rob Jackson. Oh, up the inside of turn number 11, heavy on the brakes, sparks of flame out either side of the Aston, and it is job done. Out the last turn into turn number 1. He's going to drop back into the slipstream, but it does look like that is position taken then. Get me back onto Rob Jackson, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, into the Andretti hairpin. Kaskatau then up inside the top 10 comfortably. We'll see how long for. 27 minutes left to go. Hartfeld looking very solid up at the front. Rob Jackson catching up, looking to retake that 9th position. And Mike Abranhosa right on the back. So let's watch him come across the start and finish line. If one of the Simulation Esports cars coming out the pits as another one looks to defend into that Andretti hairpin, and Mike beautifully does that, gets the car in front in the braking zone, and he's got himself that 15th position. Zajac, no doubt, will look to make a counter move if he can. Mark Bunyan, the closest car to them. Hayden Harter, the closest car behind him. So he's got a bit of space back, with Harter up into 17th position. Bordon now up into 19th. So their pit strategy worked wonders. They're up 7 positions from when they pitted, I believe. So it's a great drive there from Adrian. Javier Ranz, he's got himself a bit of a battle with Josh Staffen at the moment. On Staffen, heavy on the brakes here. The Audi of Ranz being overtaken, and the Honda TSE Deconi car making his way through. Francesco Parisi just goes side by side. It's Lagasse. It is Alexandra Lagasse for the TSE Deconi. So this is a battle for position, and Pedro Gomez for the SeaWorld NetRace team, he's closing up on the group ahead as well. Leo Ings still in the pits after that damage. 6 cars we have lost since the start of the race. Adam Osterscharf just on his outlap, the BMW we saw leaving the pits just as his McLaren driving teammate was overtaken into the Andretti hairpin. He's going to cross the line in 33rd position. Sorry, Paul Ventnor, I was talking about the last drivers to take their pit stop and get that driver swap done. Ventnor does still need to do that. Remy Lammers is ahead of him in Aston Martin. Is carrying a bit of damage for the SOP team. But he is 31st position. Salvatore Priolo for the SCP, 557. Rene Butler, we're just coming to him. He's got a 5-second penalty actually, so we'll have a look at that when we get there. But it is Priolo. He's just being blue flagged there by Paul Ventnor. A bit of damage he's carrying as well. He's in 30th position. James Smagaskill for the Seawolf Net Race team again. Another car carrying damage here. 29th position. Sean Buck for LNR. He's in 28th, and Renee Butler for the Butler Power Racing team. 10-second penalty, for causing a collision. That'll be added either to his pit stop if he comes into the pits again. No mandatory requirement to do so, or it will be added to his time when he crosses the line. So anybody within 10 seconds will take that position. The moment Sean Buck within 8.5. So Butler needs to find himself a bit of time. He does have a car that's just blue flagged past him, so it might take a bit of time. This Remy Lammers, it's actually in 31st, so it's actually Butler that's been blue flagged past here. Lammers is in 31st, Butler is in 27th. So yes, we need to get his way past there. But Marvin Zakar, 26th position for the drive-through racing team. Then it's Andre McClea for the West Competition Racing again. They were podium race number 1. The Ferrari really not doing well here at Laguna Seca, 25th this race out. Then it's Pedro Gomez, Francesco Parisi, we're mentioning Alexandra Lagasse and Javier Ranz, 21st through 24th position. Josh Staffen inside the top 20 just with Adrian Bourdon 19th place. Tom McCormack's had himself a bit of a spin then. Turn number 4, still the undoing of racers. And he's just lost the position to Bourdon. So that's Bourdon promoted. Hayden Harter for TSE Dakota, he's in 17th. Mark Bunyan for SOP, 16th. Simulation Esports in 15th position with Sebastian Zajac at the wheel. Mike Abinhosa for the team Abbey Racing, 14th. Stefan Van Hal, he's got damage on that Lamborghini as well for the Romeo Gin SOP Esports car, or one of the two. There's a Lamborghini and the Bentley, of course. Manuel Catalano for Motorland Racing in 12th. Scott Ticehurst in 11th for Team Shazoo. Then it's Rob Jackson, SMR Esports, 10th place at the moment. Alexandru Cascatau for the Racing Blog. I'm going to get absolutely mullered for some of these pronunciations on these names. I apologise in advance. Jonathan Reed in 8th. Xu Chen in 7th. It's Maxime Bullet in 6th position for the Rookie Monsters. Then it's Leon Seeley and Simon Bauer for Team SOP, with Thomas Brandt for Team SOP Rookie Monster. In 3rd place, Grantas Caricas has actually massively closed that gap. What a set of laps he must have put in. I was just about to say he's closed that gap, and talking about closing the gap, there's how close he is. This is the gap for the race lead. Through turn number 1, Chris Hartfield keeps the inside line, looking for a big sweep and cutback, and he's only gone and done it. Grantas Caracas, what a stint he's put in. And Chris Hartfield there was definitely not hindered on those last few laps. His last lap was a 121.9, so unless it was an issue a lap before it, but only 2 tenths separated. So Caracas then, what a move he's made, and that's going to do interesting things to the championship, that is for sure. Race Anywhere Sim Sport, that's going to close the gap to the GWR team, GTWR Esports team. All these acronyms and short names. Stefan Van Hal, Sebastian Zajac looking for a battle. Will we see any counter moves up at the front? 21 minutes to go. Okay, so there's the SOP Rookie Monsters car, just coming through a lot of traffic as well. So yes, the race leaders would have been just coming through that as well. There's Sebastian Zajac 15th. And yeah, that is definitely uncomfortable viewing. There's another drive-through. Alexandra Lagasse has been given a drive-through there. I missed what that was for. Oh, and I took a big deep breath in there. I mean, unless, yeah, that is Thomas Moran. He's been followed by Simon Bauer and Leon Seeley. So that is, oh no, that's another Porsche that is involved behind Bauer. Moran just making his way through. The Lamborghini trying not to lose any time to the car in front. There we go. But it's one of those things. What is the blue flag scenario if it's an overtake battle ahead here? I'm assuming it's still the same. Oh, there we go. Going through. That is Alexander Lagasse just being overtaken. Thomas Moran has made his way through. So is Simon Bauer. Leon Seeley will be the next to join this train. Maxime Bullitt still in 6th place. Got 18th position, Adrien Bourdon just ahead. Andre Lagasse with a drive-through penalty. He's coming to serve that straight away. So he'll be straight in and out of the pits. Mark Bunyan trying to get past his teammate Stefan Van Hal. Van Hal driving the damaged Lamborghini. Definitely losing time there, unfortunately. Another blue flag. A lot of cars very close indeed. Trying to get my head around who that is just ahead. Is that Leon Seeley? It is indeed. Leon Seeley just going past another car as well. That is the McLaren of, it's not Sebastian Zajac, it's the other McLaren. We can see Thomas Moran and Simon Bauer then. This is a battle for podium positions as they make their way through the traffic. Karekis and Hartfeld are battling for the lead. Moran and Bauer are battling for third place. That is Pedro Gomez just ahead of them. A lot of blue flag action going on. Oh, and that was very nearly 3 wide through turn number 5. Definitely not what you want to see. More light flashing. He's Mercedes just getting himself out of the way as Simon Bauer catches his breath, I'm sure. Looks to retake that position. Maxime Bullitt, not the car we can see in the background. That's the Motorland racing car. That's not Scott Ticehurst. It's not Kasich either. That's the racing blog team. Jonathan Reed, Xu Chen is in the Tizen car. Maxime Bullitt. So where? It's definitely blue flags. It'll catch me where that is in a second, I'm sure. Clear. Nope. Let's just watch back up the front. So this is still the battle for the lead of the race. Simon Bauer still trying to get an overtake done on Moran. That is Mike Abrin-Hosa just ahead of him in 12th. Which makes it even more confusing that I can't spot the Motorland racing car. But Simon Bauer and Thomas Moran, those two still looking to trade places. And Chris Hartfeld, he's got right on the back of the Porsche leading the way. It was a Honda that took pole position. It's a Porsche that's leading with 16 minutes left to go. He did seem to close up the gap very, very quickly indeed. So I wonder if Hartfeld did indeed get closed up, did get slowed down a bit, making his way through the traffic, because certainly the realistic gap closed and there's no gap being reopened. Less than half a second between the two of them since the overtake was done. So Hartwell very much in touch here. So is Simon Bauer. Really has given Thomas Moran a bit of a hard time. They're out on track all over that rear spoiler. Let's do a bit of bonnet carbon with them. Once for that day, Porsche chasing Porsche. That is mostly what we've seen today. Porsches on Hondas. Even Jackson and Abrin-Hosa are separated by a Porsche. Staffen and McCormick vans further down the order with that penalty being served as well. There is he who shall not be named. Yeah, Mr. Crazy Ideas about the Red Bull ring. You've been getting it pretty stinking. pretty stinking during this whole broadcast. So yeah, I hope you've got a thick skin for watching it back. But it's all said with love, Wilco. How you doing, mate? How was your race? Although, don't answer, because your track is terrible. No, I'm like, it was a good first stint, though. Leading the way up until the pit stops. Ooh, Hartfeld looked very close there as well. Bauer, again, they're just making their way through a lot of traffic. Van Hal, I think he's just been overtaken by his teammate, Mark Bunyan. And Hayden Harter's just made his way through there as well. Van Hal carrying some damage on that Lambo. Hayden Harter definitely not carrying any damage. He'll be looking for another position if he can, at the expense of Mark Bunyan. I don't think I've ever seen Mark in a Porsche before, so it'll be a first time for him. Long stint. I'll be there as early as I can next race, so you can do a shorter one. Nice. You in the next one? Yeah, it must be handy having a lot of really good drivers right through the team. Maxime at the moment, 122s. Simon Bauer really is pushing. I don't think that's lights flashing, it's just dodgy graphics card. 310 still separating these two up at the front. So, yeah, so whatever brought these two close together, it's certainly not bringing them any separation at all. So I do think that Hartwell was maybe slowed up, making his way through some traffic. That does happen in endurance races, especially on a track this short, with the driver swaps being taken right through the race. Scott Ticehurst trying to get his way past Jackson then. Team Shizou versus SMR Esports it is now, into the closing stages, and Sebastian Zajac as well hasn't given up on another position, and it is Stefan Van Hal who's bleeding positions at the moment. You can see the gap between the bonnet and bumper. Definitely not what you need. It won't be doing the aerodynamics any good, and it is absolutely visibly costing him pace against his competitors. Keeps the driving line through there, so Zajac going off the bill for another couple of laps to get that one done. Deciding on pace difference, what's this called? Oh, okay, damage on the car, but survived an hour. Yeah, quite a few of the cars have picked themselves up a bit of damage. Ticehurst, look how close he's getting through the corkscrew, down into 9, 10 and 11. A bit of dust in the air from the cars ahead of them. They've just been lapped by the race leader. Up the inside, beautifully done by the Team Shizou Porsche. He's got the exit as well. Instantly goes to take the line right through turn number 1. And that is job done for Ticehurst then, although Jackson's going to come straight back at him potentially into the Andretti hairpin. Not the Porsche beautifully in and out of the Andretti and turn number 3. And that is 10th position for Ticehurst in the Porsche. Jackson is still very close, so will we see a counter move before the end of the race? 15-second penalty for car number, well, the car in 19th position is Josh Staffen for the TSE, the Coney team. Largest single penalty we've seen handed out so far this race. 15 seconds, that'll be added at the end of the race. He's going to try and get past Adrian Bourdon. His car, another one that's had an up and down experience, it's safe to say, throughout the race. Currently in 18th position. Even if Staffen gets past here, that 15 seconds at the end of the race is going to see him drop down at the order. McCormack indeed, another car that's going to get promoted off the back of that. Turn number 1, the Honda goes right round the outside. Is he going to make it stick through the Andretti? The Bentley certainly looks like he's got a very good line through there. The Honda a bit keen on the brakes, does manage to get a good exit speed and maintain close contact with the car ahead, but doesn't get that position done this time around. We're fast approaching the 10-minute left in the race. We've got Chris Hartvell and Grantis Caracas leading the way, separated at the moment by Renee Butler, who's currently running further down the order, 27th position for the Butler Pal car, Irish wristwatch. Things that are difficult to say. Butler, pal, car, Irish, wristwatch. Purple burglar alarm. That's much easier. Hayden Harter trying to get his way past Mark Bunyan. To say he's in the slipstream, minor understatement. Let's jump into a bit of Bailey Cam as he goes round the outside of turn number 1. Into the Andretti, goes for the big old cutback. Will we see an SOP car appear behind? Nope, alongside into turn number 3. Is he going to go for another cutback manoeuvre? Not to be this time either. So Bunyan does hold on to that position. Him and Hayden Hart are guaranteed two of the happiest drivers on track at the moment. It's a great little battle between the two of them. It's Bunyan that's holding the upper hand at the moment. Oh, and he's just run a bit wide there. I'm not sure if that's strategic or not. Goes straight for the cutback though, side by side between turn 5 and 6 under the bridge. The Lamborghini looks for the big wide line to try and fit them both in. Definitely 50-50 there. Hart are unable to hold the tarmac there, and it is Bunyan that holds that position down into the corkscrew. We'll see if the stewards maybe have a look at that one. Simon Bauer still trying to find a way past Thomas Morant, Chris Hartfeld, and they find themselves with a big 2.7 seconds separating himself and Grantis Caracas. Hopefully I'm getting that someplace close to right. Correct. Chris Hartford, there we go. We can see the Run DJC car right between them. Thomas Morant still on the final podium spot, but Simon Bauer, his teammate, very close indeed. Leon Seeley not too far down the road either. 8.5 seconds, but around this track anything can happen, and gaps like that can close very quickly indeed. There is Manuel Catalano, the Motorland racing car that I could not find not but 8 laps ago. We found him! Hurrah! He's lapping in 13th position at the moment. He's got Mike Abramhosa just ahead of him. Mike putting on some very consistent laps as well. Did get slowed down on the last lap slightly by some traffic, and did exactly the same lap time as Rob Jackson just ahead of him. Manuel Catalano just behind him, lapping slightly quicker, so he is closing in. And you can see there within that 1 second, so potential trade of places there. Bunyan will be hoping to close up. They've got 7.5 seconds to make up though. Staffen with that 15-second penalty. He's going to lose positions definitely to Bourdon. Javier Ranz could be a beneficiary there as well. He's 16 seconds behind. So if he can find a second and a half in the next 7 minutes, he'll find himself promoted up to 19th position. Bourdon currently in 19th. He's going to get that 18th place back again. And Rene Butler as well. He is going to lose. He's got Sean Buck very close indeed. There we can see him there. And James Smagaskell carrying a bit of damage further down the field. So it will only be Sean Buck that Butler loses that position to. Let's see up at the front. We've still got Grantis Caracas 2.5 seconds in the lead. Hartfeld in the car that set the fastest lap of the race so far. Thomas Morant in third, just making his way past the ESGP Italia Audi. So too is Simon Bauer. Leon Seeley very comfortably in 5th place then. Xu Chen from the Tizen Racing Team finds himself in 6th. Maxime Bullet in 7th. It's Alexandru Cascatau. I'm getting that so terribly wrong as well. He's in 8th. Jonathan Reed and Scott Ticehurst at 9th and 10th. Ticehurst getting himself a nice big gap back to Rob Jackson after crafting out that overtake. Some very nice manoeuvring on the brakes. Catalano definitely getting to within striking distance at Abramhosa, and only 1.3 seconds separating these two cars. And that is 23rd, yeah. Second place he took in race number 1, 23rd at the moment for Andre McClare for the West Competition Racing WCR team. So yeah, it really is going to shake up the order when the points are dished out after this one. Of course, we've still got quite a few rounds of this one to go. Bathurst, circuit of the track limits, Watkins Glen and Kyalami still to come, 90 minutes round each of them. Giving us a 6-round championship all in. Let me just put that there and that there, because that works like that, perfect. So still plenty of time to gather points, but certainly getting wins in the first 2 races doesn't do much harm at all. Thomas Morant will be looking to hold on to this 3rd place. He's got a second now between himself and Bauer. Not really. Still definitely needs to be very consistent here. Leon is just about to make his way past. Oh! Bit of contact, wasn't quite fully over there. Cascatau into the last corner. He is closing in on Maxime Bullet then. 7th place for the Rookie Monsters car. Did take the lead during the pit stop phases. Solid hour by Mr. Busick. And it is Maxime that's taken over. Cascatau looking to take that 7th position potentially. Just checking Thomas Morant, he's still in 3rd place. Bauer shortens the gap back to 6:10, so it really is just bouncing between. It's just pretty much just hanging in the dirty air. He is going to struggle to get an overtake done, being in exactly the same car as the car ahead of you. Around the track, it does make it just that little bit more difficult. Trying to find an extra bit of grip that your competitor is able to find as well. I'm sure they'll be happy with 3rd and 4th as a team. I'm sure Simon would much rather have a spot on the podium rather than 4th. We'll see him get an overtake done in the last 3 minutes. Not many laps left to go. There is the race leader. He's got the battle just ahead of him. That's Adrian Bourdon in 19th place. He's just got to make his way through. Adrian not messing about at all when it comes to blue flags. As you would expect, very quickly and safely lets leader. That's the ESGP. Oh, he saw the blue flag SOP and then very quickly got a blue flag race leader appear behind him. Got out of the way quickly again, let the other 3 cars through. There's Bourdon making his way through as well. Chris Hartfeld just coming into turn number 1. Simon Bauer in the last corner is going to be very, very, very close again. What have we got left? 2 laps. 2 laps left for Bauer to try and craft something out again. Coming towards the last corner, only 6/10, in fact 4/10, separating them this time. Gets a good exit and he really is piling on the pressure now. Morant just eking it out ever so slightly. Bauer just getting towards the braking zone, keeps it to within 3/10. Right under that rear spoiler, you can almost taste the exhaust pipe in front of him. He's coming into turn at number 3. As I say, 2 laps left to go. They are on the lead lap. Xu Chen, Maxime Bullet and Alexandru Cascatau should make it onto the lead lap as well. Will we see an overtake here again? That's the graphics card flashing rather than Simon actually flashing his headlights here. Caracas, he's still got that lead. 1.5 minutes left to go. There's him coming round the last corner at the pace he's lapping. He's going to have another 2 laps actually, so that's 2.5 left for Bauer and Morant into the corkscrew. 2/10 of everything, so 6/10, 2 laps to go, 4/10 on the previous lap. How close will he be between turns 10 and 11 on this lap? And it is literally like 2/10. Incredible, he's got 2/10 closer the last 3 laps, which means we're going to be side by side when they come at the last corner this time around. I mean, that's what the math says, and maths is never wrong. Josh Staffen still going to get a move done on Stefan Van Hal, the winded Lamborghini, managing to fend off those advances for several laps, but has finally succumbed. Although with Staffen having that penalty, Van Hal's going to retake that position anyway, so perhaps didn't put up too much of a fight. Marvin Zacher further down the field, trying to get past Renee Butler. Again, a car that's carrying a penalty. A lot of lights flashing. That is Scott Ticehurst just making his way through the field. Simon Bauer still trying to find his way past Thomas Morant and Grantas Caracas. He is going across the line. We're going to stay here just in case we get declared the race over. There's 5 seconds left on the race clock. 3, 2, 1, and he's going to have to do another lap. 3.3 seconds is the gap back to Hartfeld. Morant then, that's not what he wanted to hear. Another lap for him to fend off Simon Bauer's charge. Simon this that again, 2 tenths. So no separation whatsoever based on, in fact, you can visibly see he's closer into the last corner than he has been on previous laps, and they are side by side in the last corner. The maths never lies, ladies and gentlemen. On the exit, it is Morant who is really, really, really feeling the pressure here. Surely Simon Bauer right under that rear spoiler. Has a look round the outside of turn number 1. Later on the brakes into the Andretti hairpin. Tries to go round the outside. Is he going to go for a late move on the cutback? They've got the Rennie Butler Porsche just ahead of them, and they'll be hoping not to get involved with that too much, although the extra slipstream, I'm sure Thomas Morant will not be too sad to get in at the moment. They're going to catch him just through turn number 4 on the way into turn number 5. Still completely inseparable, these two. Caracas is going to very quickly be crossing that finish line. In fact, he's on his way into the last turn as we speak. Simon Bauer and that, they've still not changed position. They're making their way past the Rennie Butler pal, but Grantas Caracas, what a drive from the Race Anywhere SimSport team. Crosses the line after 90 minutes, 66 laps. He takes a checkered flag. Congratulations to the Race Anywhere SimSport team. Chris Hartveld takes second position. Who is going to take third as they come past the Rennie Butler pal into turn number 9, down into turn number 10. It's still Thomas Morant that's got that third position. Simon Bauer hanging right on there. Drive through for ignoring driver stint timer for one of the cars. We'll see who that is, but they're going to go side by side again into the last corner. Does he have the legs out of the last corner? It's going to be Thomas Morant that keeps that nose in front, and there's going to be less than a tenth of a second separated. Sorry, just under 2 tenths of a second separating third and fourth after 90 minutes of racing. Leon Seeley is going to come across the line to get himself 5th place. Another SOP car up in the top 5, and Xu Chen for the Tizen Racing team coming through the final sector to take 6th place. Can you hear how bad my voice is? I'm really forcing this now. My throat is definitely gone. That was good fun, that race. Xu Chen crossing the line then. Yeah, give a bit of a wiggle in a 360. Whoop whoop. Nice. 6th place then, Maxime Bullet, the rookie monster in that car that we like. Crossing the line in 7th position, Alexandra Casticow. Taking 8th, Jonathan Reed in 9th, and Scott Ticehurst in 10th position. It's Rob Jackson in 11th, Catalano in 12th, Abram Hosa in 13th, Mark Bunyan in 14th, and Hayden Harter in 15th position for the TSE Decone team. Give me control of my broadcast. This doesn't look very professional. We'll just save the high, because if I get kicked out, I'll lose them all completely. So we'll save the high, save the replay, lose the first 15 minutes. Yeah, ACC, why is it we can only save an hour and 15 minutes at a time, please? Asking for a friend. The race results. As we can see, Caracas crossed the line first. Hartfeld, Morant, Bauer, Leon Seeley, Chen, Bullock, Cascatow, Reed, Ticehurst rounding at the top 10. It was Jackson, Catalano, Abram Hosa, Bunyan, Harter, and Zajac 11th through to 16th. Stefan Van Hal, Staffen crossed the line in 18th, but of course served that penalty. So Van Hal retook that position. Rands in 19th for the Run DJC team. I always want to see Run DMC. I'm sure you did that deliberately, didn't you, to catch people out. Sean Buck for LNR down there in 25th position. Lagasse and Leclerc for the Taconi team in 23rd position. Apostle in the Ferrari there with McClay in 22nd. Marvin Zacher 27th. But it was Priolo and Smagasco across the line 28th and 29th. Paul Ventnor for the LNR team. Ossegers and Remy Lammers for SOP cross the line in 32nd. We did have quite a few cars that didn't make it to the end, and for some reason Bourdon and Baisden have been bumped down to 41st. Okay. So there we go then. That was round number 2. Stop typing in the chat until the broadcast has gone away, you cheeky monkeys. There we go. There is the calendar. How much fun was that? We enjoyed that. We enjoyed that. Where is what I'm looking for? Hey, Laguna Seca. That was round number 2. And round number 3.
Green light, go, go, go.
It's going to be Bathurst. Don't be arguing in the chat, people. If you're not big fans of that, just don't do it. Yeah, sorry, waffling while I put the replay on. Do you love a professional broadcaster that talks through what he's doing secretly in the background? Boom, highlights, let's go. Yeah, let's pop them up on screen. Yeah, so, as I say, we have still to come. We've got Bathurst, Circuit of the Americas, Watkins Glen and Kyalami still to come. Prizes to be won, of course. The team finishing first in the race we've just watched will receive $50 US. The team in second, 20, and the team in third, $10 US. So congratulations to the winners. Simon will, of course, be in touch in the Discord. There's an ERT card in the background, just let the spin. So yeah, action-packed event. We started with 40, we ended with 32. Laguna Seca. Cool. Missed this when it wants to be, but certainly makes for some entertaining viewing for us. That is for sure. Oh, that's really loud. It's no wonder I shout. There we go. But yeah, thank you to everyone that took part again. Thank you to all the teams that keep bringing back multiple cars and bringing these world-class drivers and overtaking action to our screens. Hopefully continue to do so. If you do want to jump on board with SOP, there is the link. Grab us on SimGrid. Get yourself an account on there. You can keep up to date with all the events. You can also get the Discord details on there while I go and waterboard our bots for failing again this week. And yeah, get yourself involved. Still some PlayStation racing on the go, but plenty of racing on the PC. Lots of stuff going on in the background in the staff room as well. Simon and I are about to discuss a few things, although he's in his bed not well, so perhaps tomorrow. But new things coming. So yeah, so get on to SimGrid, get yourself involved, and hopefully we'll see you out on track. Or if you just like watching the racing, hopefully see you back for our next broadcast. That's all for me. I'm going to go and lie down in a darkened room, plenty of honey in my cup of tea. That was quite the grandstand finish. Massive thanks to Foxtrot for giving us a follow this evening. Thank you for joining the gang. Massive shout out to everybody again getting involved in the chat. Love to see you all. Let me just move that. See, this is why they need to just make it all the same. I need to keep moving this because they make that 2 different sizes. It's just ever the professional. Love it. Yeah, and again, thanks to everybody jumping in the chat to say hello. It's been great seeing you all once again. Let's have you changed your name to Walking Paradox Music? Oh no, Busek. Oh, there's 2. Okay, there we go then. There we go. Let us see who we are going to raid. Pump up the noise. This is a raid. Who are we going to raid? Who've we got? Nico Hilbrand's playing War Thunder. I'm going to watch a bit of that myself. We'll tell you what, actually, yeah, Nico Hilbrand, he's one of the Butler PAL drivers. I thought 9K was on. He's not. Ah, okay, that's that thing. We can't do that one. Yeah, right, okay, so here's a quick Twitch channel. There we go. It's Hayden Hartley in the chat. When life gives you lemons. Hayden, phenomenal drive. Phenomenal stuff, mate. The lemon Lamborghini. I absolutely love the concept. There we go. There's Nico absolutely kicking off. No, what we're going to do though is we're going to go and raid one of my absolute favourite streamers, and not just because he made me 4.5 seconds quicker at the Nürburgring. Like, genuine, it was actually more than that. He got me down at the 55s. I could barely get under 2 minutes at the Nürburgring, and Linksy got me into 55s. Whoop, whoop. So let's go and raid Linksy once again. I'm not a fan, but you are. Hey, Barney Gamer! Your ASMR streams, by the way, mate. I'm loving them. What was it? What was it I tuned into? Your ASMR stream the other night. What was it you had on? I'm now making funny noises down the microphone. Ah, the fireplace. That's what it was. Did you know? Here's a boring and an interesting fact before we do the raid. The first thing that I ever saw in 4K was that fireplace. My friend Jimothy, who I introduced Jimothy, it was funny. He jumped into Axe. Jimothy jumped into Axe stream one night, and I was like, "Hey, Jimothy, how you doing?" And Axe said, "Oh, he's calm down, Raven. I'll make him a cup of tea and settle him." And I thought, mate, he's in my living room. If you want to make him a cup of tea, you can, but it's probably easier if I do. So Jimothy, he was the first person I knew to have a full 4K thing. He was like, and that fireplace was the first thing I saw in 4K. There you go. I bet you're all glad you hung about for the raid now, just so you could hear that interesting fact. But yeah, I can remember that actually. That was quite funny, that stream. What was I doing? Was I racing at the time? I think that was a Project Cars 2 race I was in. So yeah, I'll giggle about that. But anyway, enough of my reminiscing about the past. Let's go and raid a competent race driver. Good job on the mic as well. Oh, thank you very much, JR. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you all. I'm glad you've enjoyed my incessant waffling. I'm off for a lie down in the darkened room. I'll say a quick hi to Linksy, but he knows the score. As soon as I finish commentary, I need to go and just unwind my brain a bit, because that's a lot of telemetry and a lot overtaken and a lot of action. And as well, I hope you guys enjoyed the look of the stream. If anybody's having any problems with it lagging or buffering, please hit me up in general chat on SOP Discord. Give me a tag and let me know if anybody's struggling to watch it. I know some devices to thingy. I'm trying to make it look all nice and pretty. If it is too much for anybody's bandwidth, give me a shout and let me know, and I can make changes to turn it back down a bit. But hopefully we're able to stick like this, because I do think it looks pretty good, and we really should be doing some of these lovelies justice. Enough of my waffling. Let's go and watch Linksy. Until next time, you wonderful, wonderful people, stay safe and have a great rest of your week, and a great rest of your weekend, and keep it cool till the next time you meet. Stay safe. Catch you later. Good night.